How to be irresistible, the secret to confidence in any social situation, presented by Boundless Books Audio. Introduction. Welcome to Boundless Books Audio, your ultimate destination for powerful audiobooks that inspire transformation, success, and confidence. If you're ready to unlock your full potential and become magnetic in every room you walk into, then this audiobook is for you. How to be irresistible, the secret to confidence in any social situation, will guide you through the psychology, behaviors, and mindset that make people unforgettable. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build, practice, and embody. Let's get started. Chapter 1, The Irresistible Energy, What Makes Someone Magnetic. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt drawn to someone before they even spoke a word? That, right there, is the power of irresistible energy. It's an invisible force that some people radiate effortlessly, and it's not about looks, fame, or wealth. It's a magnetic presence, a kind of unshakable confidence and ease that draws people in like gravity. Irresistibility begins with energy, your internal state. If you carry nervousness, insecurity, or the desire to prove yourself, others will sense it, even if they can't articulate it. But if you carry calm, grounded confidence and a genuine interest in others, people will feel it too, and they'll want more of it. This isn't mystical. It's behavioral psychology and body language combined with mindset. People respond to how you make them feel, and that feeling starts with how you feel about yourself. Confidence is contagious, and so is insecurity. The first secret to being magnetic is to shift your focus inward. Ask yourself, how do I show up when I enter a room? Am I shrinking myself, apologizing for my presence, or trying to impress? Or am I centered, open, and secure in who I am? Your posture, your tone of voice, your eye contact, these are your first messages to the world, even before you say a word. Shoulders back, head held high, relaxed jaw, and eyes that look straight, not down or away. That's how you transmit confidence non-verbally. Think of irresistible energy as a frequency. The more aligned you are with your purpose, your values, and your self-worth, the stronger your frequency. People are drawn to authenticity, not performance. You don't have to be the loudest in the room, you just have to be real, calm, and aware. Irresistible energy also means you don't chase, you attract. This is crucial. Instead of seeking approval or trying to win people over, you create space for people to come to you. You lead with value, not neediness. The people who leave the biggest impact are often those who didn't try to impress, they were simply grounded in themselves. They asked questions, listened, laughed easily, and gave off an energy that said, I'm enough. And that energy is powerful. When you show up like this, people feel better in your presence. You become the person who makes others feel seen, heard, and respected, and that makes you irresistible. Remember, it's not about being perfect, clever, or flashy. It's about being centered, warm, and present. Whether you're in a business meeting, a date, or a casual gathering, people may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. That's the essence of magnetic energy. Cultivate it by working on your internal confidence, mastering your body language, and approaching each interaction with presence and curiosity. When your inner world is strong, your outer world will follow. Irresistibility isn't something you fake, it's something you become. Chapter 2, The Confidence Code, Build It From Within. Confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you build from the inside out. Many people think confidence is about being loud, dominating a room, or always having the right answer. But real confidence is much quieter. It's the steady belief that you are enough, regardless of who's watching. It's trusting yourself, even when you're unsure of the outcome. The truth is, confidence is a byproduct of self-trust, and self-trust is earned through action. Every time you set a goal and follow through, even if it's small, you're telling your brain, I can rely on myself. That's how the internal foundation is built. When you break promises to yourself, you chip away at your self-worth. But when you keep them, you reinforce your inner strength. Confidence also grows when you step into discomfort. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, introducing yourself to someone new, or trying something unfamiliar, these small acts stretch your comfort zone. Each time you do something you once feared, your belief in yourself expands. That's why confidence is not about perfection, it's about progress. You don't need to feel ready, you just need to take the next step. The myth that confident people never doubt themselves is exactly that, a myth. They feel the fear and move forward anyway. Their secret is not in being fearless, but in being courageous despite the fear. You can train this like a muscle. Start by noticing the moments where you hesitate out of fear of judgment. Then, act anyway. Say what you want to say. Ask the question. Voice your opinion. As you do this repeatedly, you start to see yourself differently. Your self-image evolves from I can't to I can. Another powerful way to build inner confidence is by managing your self-talk. Most people live with a harsh inner critic that whispers, "You're not good enough, you'll mess this up," or "People are judging you." But those thoughts are not facts, they're just fear in disguise. Replace them with intentional affirmations. I am growing every day, I handle challenges with strength, and I deserve to take up space. Over time, these positive reinforcements rewire your brain. Your thoughts become your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your behavior. And finally, don't forget that confidence is tied to authenticity. You'll never feel fully confident trying to be someone you're not. The more you accept and express your true self, the more comfortable you become in your own skin. And that comfort radiates outward, others feel it. They're drawn to it. Because when you're genuinely at ease with yourself, you give everyone around you silent permission to do the same. That is the root of irresistibility. It begins when you stop chasing approval and start living from a place of self-respect. Build your confidence from within, and no matter where you go, you'll carry a quiet, unshakable power that no one can ignore. Chapter 3, Mastering Body Language. Speak without words. Before you ever open your mouth, your body is already having a conversation. It's whispering, or sometimes screaming, how you feel about yourself, how confident you are, and whether you believe you belong in the room. The truth is, body language speaks louder than words, and if you want to be irresistible, mastering this silent language is non-negotiable. From the moment you walk in, people are subconsciously scanning for cues: your posture, your eye contact, your hand movements, even your pace. Are you walking tall with purpose or shuffling like you hope no one notices you? The former says confidence. The latter whispers insecurity. When you sit, do you claim space comfortably or fold into yourself like you're trying to disappear? Irresistible people understand that confidence is shown, not just said. Start by straightening your back. Push your shoulders slightly back and lift your chin, not arrogantly, but assertively. This one simple adjustment can change how people perceive you instantly. Next, make eye contact, not like a statue, but with intentional warmth and attentiveness. Looking people in the eye tells them, I see you, I'm present, and I'm not afraid. Combine that with a calm smile and you become immediately more approachable. Be aware of your hands. Don't fidget, cross your arms, or bury your hands in your pockets. These are defensive, insecure gestures. Instead, use your hands when you speak, open palms, gentle gestures. These create a sense of honesty and openness. One of the most underrated aspects of body language is mirroring. When done naturally, mirroring someone's posture, energy, and gestures builds subconscious trust. People like people who are like them. So lean in slightly when someone's talking, nod occasionally to show engagement, and reflect a similar tone or rhythm. Just don't mimic or force it. It's not about trickery. It's about building comfort. Your pace and presence also matter. Move slowly and deliberately. Rushing gives off anxious energy. Taking your time to move, speak, and engage suggests calm confidence and control. Even your entrance into a room matters. Don't dart in. Walk in, pause, scan the room with your eyes, not frantically, but curiously, and own your space. That tiny pause signals self-possession. People pick up on it, even if they don't know why. And remember, stillness is power. Confident people don't need to fill every silence or make constant movements. Sometimes the most magnetic thing you can do is simply be still, breathe, and observe. You become the calm in the chaos, and others will be drawn to your grounded energy. In social situations, your body is your first impression. Train it to speak confidence, warmth, and authenticity. You don't have to say a word, yet the message will be crystal clear: I belong here. I'm someone worth noticing. Mastering body language doesn't make you fake, it helps you align your external presence with your internal power. And that is the foundation of being truly irresistible. Chapter 4, The Power of Presence. Stop looking for validation. Presence is the secret ingredient that turns ordinary people into unforgettable ones. In a world full of distractions, the ability to be fully present is rare and powerful. When you're present, you command attention without even trying. Your energy speaks louder than your words. You're not fidgeting, checking your phone, or mentally rehearsing what to say next. You're grounded, calm, and fully in the moment. That alone makes you irresistible. Most people operate from a place of validation seeking. They say what they think others want to hear. They try to impress. They adjust their personality based on who's in the room. But here's the truth: the moment you stop seeking approval, people start giving it to you. Presence isn't about being perfect, it's about being real. It means letting go of the need to be liked and choosing instead to be fully engaged. When someone talks, you actually listen, not just to respond, but to understand. Your eyes are focused, your body language is open, and your energy says, I'm here with you, and nowhere else. That kind of presence is magnetic. People are drawn to those who make them feel seen and heard. They don't remember the clever things you said, they remember how they felt in your presence. Confidence grows when you stop outsourcing your self-worth to the opinions of others. When you no longer need a reaction or validation to feel valuable, you free yourself from social anxiety. You become unshakable. Most people don't realize how much of their behavior is driven by a deep desire to be accepted. But the irony is, the more you chase approval, the less you get it. It comes across as neediness. And neediness repels. Presence, on the other hand, creates space. It's a quiet strength. It doesn't force or beg for attention, it simply receives it. To cultivate this power, start by observing your own patterns. Do you interrupt others to prove your point? Do you rehearse lines in your head before you speak? Do you laugh at jokes you don't find funny just to fit in? These are signs that you're seeking validation. Replace them with grounded stillness. Breathe. Slow down. Make peace with silence. Let your energy say, I'm enough, just as I am. The more you practice presence, the more you'll notice how people respond differently to you. They'll lean in. They'll open up. They'll be curious about your calm. This is the secret sauce of charisma. It's not about being loud or flashy. It's about being so at peace with yourself that others want to be near you. You become a mirror that reflects confidence and acceptance. And that's what everyone is truly searching for. When you give people the gift of your presence, you become unforgettable, not because you're trying to be, but because you're not trying at all. Chapter 5, Become a Great Listener, Talk Less, Attract More. One of the most underestimated yet powerful tools for becoming irresistible is the ability to listen deeply. In a world where everyone wants to be seen, heard, and validated, being the person who truly listens sets you apart. We often think that being charming means having the best stories, the wittiest jokes, or dominating the conversation with confidence. But the truth is, the people we're most drawn to are the ones who make us feel important, heard, and valued. Great listeners aren't passive, they're active participants who engage not just with their ears, but with their whole presence. They maintain eye contact, nod thoughtfully, ask meaningful follow-up questions, and reflect what they hear. When you listen like this, you create a rare and magnetic energy. The person in front of you feels like the only one in the room. That's powerful. Listening is also a way to project confidence without saying much. It shows you're secure enough not to seek attention constantly. You're not trying to impress, you're letting others shine. Ironically, this makes you more impressive. Why? Because confidence isn't loud, it's calm, grounded, and focused. And that's exactly what great listeners radiate. Additionally, listening gives you insight. It lets you read people, understand what matters to them, and speak more effectively when you do choose to talk. When you listen, you learn. And the more you know about people, the more charismatic you become. Think of conversations like dancing. If one person tries to lead the whole time, it becomes awkward and forced. But if both people are in tune, responsive, and respectful of each other's rhythm, the connection flows. That's the magic of listening, it creates flow. So, next time you're in a social situation, resist the urge to interrupt, advise, or impress. Instead, ask open-ended questions like how did that make you feel? Or what was the highlight of your day? Then really listen. Let silences breathe. Don't rush to fill them. Watch how the person opens up, becomes more animated, and starts to connect with you on a deeper level. Listening is also disarming, it melts defensiveness, builds trust, and establishes intimacy. People are starving for real connection, and when you become that safe space, you become unforgettable. You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room to be the most magnetic, you just have to be the most present. Talk less. Observe more. Make others feel heard and important. That's the secret. In a noisy world, the person who listens becomes the person everyone wants to talk to. And that, more than anything, is what makes you truly irresistible. Chapter 6, Style with Substance. Dress like you respect yourself. How you present yourself to the world is the first statement you make before a single word leaves your mouth. Whether we like it or not, people form impressions within seconds, and those impressions are largely based on visual cues. That's why style is far more than just clothing. It's a reflection of your identity, your standards, and how much you respect yourself. Dressing with intention doesn't mean following every fashion trend, it means understanding the message you want to send and aligning your appearance with that message. When you dress like you respect yourself, others follow suit. Your wardrobe becomes a silent ambassador of your self-worth. The crispness of your shirt, the way your shoes are polished, the care in your grooming, these seemingly small details send a loud message: I value myself. And that energy is contagious. It shifts how people interact with you. You command more attention, more trust, and more opportunities. The difference between showing up looking thrown together and showing up looking sharp can be the difference between being overlooked and being remembered. Think about it, when you dress well, you feel different. You stand straighter. You walk with more purpose. That's not accidental, it's psychological. Style activates confidence. And confidence, as we know, is irresistible. Your clothing should match your identity and your goals. If you want to be taken seriously, dress accordingly. If you want to feel powerful, choose outfits that make you feel unstoppable. Clothes are tools, use them with strategy. Build a wardrobe that supports your aspirations. Neutral tones, quality fabrics, and proper fit will never go out of style. And remember, it's not about the price, it's about how well your clothes represent you. Even a simple outfit can become powerful when worn with pride and presence. Take time to understand your body type, your color palette, and what makes you feel at your best. Grooming is equally important: clean nails, a fresh haircut, good hygiene. These are not vanity metrics. They are self-care fundamentals. People will treat you according to how you treat yourself. If you show up looking polished, they assume you're organized, reliable, and in control. You don't have to be a fashion expert, you just have to care. Elevate your appearance and watch how your environment elevates with you. You'll feel more assertive in meetings, more secure in social settings, and more proud of the person staring back in the mirror. Being irresistible isn't about expensive suits or flashy accessories, it's about congruence. When your outer appearance matches the power of your inner self, that alignment radiates authenticity and draws people in. Style isn't superficial. It's soulful. It tells the world, this is who I am. This is what I stand for. And I'm here to be seen. So the next time you get dressed, ask yourself, am I showing the world the best version of me? Because when you dress like you respect yourself, the world has no choice but to do the same. Chapter 7. Charisma isn't magic, it's a set of habits. Charisma isn't a mystical trait you're born with, it's a combination of habits and behaviors that anyone can develop. The most magnetic people in the world didn't just wake up irresistible one day, they've practiced certain skills consistently until those skills became second nature. Charisma begins with energy management, how you show up emotionally in every interaction. High charisma individuals are intentional about the energy they bring. They don't walk into a room drained or distracted, they arrive centered, warm, and open. One of their secrets is enthusiasm. They're genuinely excited to be there, to learn about others, to contribute, and to connect. That energy is contagious. You can feel it before they even say a word. But it's not just about being energetic, it's about being emotionally intelligent. Charismatic people tune into others, noticing small cues, a flicker of discomfort, a shift in tone, or a nervous laugh. They respond with empathy, and this makes others feel seen and safe. Another key habit is strong eye contact, not in a staring contest way, but in a grounded, steady gaze that communicates, I'm here with you, and I'm listening. Pair that with a genuine smile and relaxed posture, and suddenly, you're someone people want to be around. Charisma also includes the power of storytelling. Great storytellers captivate attention because they don't just deliver facts, they create emotion. They share experiences, paint vivid scenes, and bring humor or suspense into their words. This draws people in, not because the story is perfect, but because it's relatable and human. Practice telling stories from your life with passion and purpose, and you'll naturally become more charismatic. Another habit? Intentional listening. Charismatic people don't interrupt or dominate conversations. They lean in, nod, paraphrase, and ask thoughtful follow-up questions. They make others feel important, which ironically makes them unforgettable. And don't overlook the subtle art of tone, pace, and rhythm makes everything you say more engaging. Speaking in a monotone or too fast drains your presence, but a well-paced voice draws people in effortlessly. Body language also matters, a lot. Charismatic individuals use open gestures, avoid fidgeting, and physically align their body with the person they're talking to. Their nonverbal cues say, you matter. Last but not least, charisma thrives on authenticity. It's not about being liked by everyone, it's about being real, grounded, and secure in who you are. When you own your quirks, laugh at yourself, and show up without a mask, people find that refreshing and magnetic. Charisma isn't about performance, it's about presence. And presence can be practiced. Every smile, every story, every moment of deep listening adds up. Start small. Focus on one or two of these habits, and you'll notice a shift, not just in how people respond to you, but how you feel in your own skin. That's the true power of learned charisma. Chapter 8, Social Mastery, How to Own Any Room. Social mastery is the ability to walk into any room, regardless of the setting or audience, and immediately feel at ease. It's not about being the loudest, the most outgoing, or the center of attention. It's about walking in with an air of confidence, authenticity, and emotional intelligence that naturally draws people to you. The key to owning a room is not about changing who you are. It's about amplifying your best traits and embracing the power of presence, the first step to social mastery is understanding the energy in the room. Every group of people, whether at a party, a meeting, or a casual gathering, carries a certain dynamic. Some rooms might be filled with high energy, others more subdued. Regardless of the mood, it's crucial to adapt your energy to fit the moment. If you walk into a high-energy environment and try to maintain a quiet, reserved demeanor, you'll feel out of place. However, if you match the energy appropriately, without forcing it, you create a natural flow of connection. If the room is quieter, you don't need to be a loud entertainer, but you can inject warmth and sincerity, drawing others into your presence through calm assurance. Second, make your entrance count. How you step into a room sets the tone for how you'll be perceived. Stand tall, shoulders back, and walk in with a sense of purpose. People immediately notice how you carry yourself, and that first impression sticks. People are drawn to those who appear to be grounded and confident, not to those who shrink back or hesitate. Your body language should communicate that you're comfortable in your skin, and that comfort will make others feel comfortable around you. As you enter, make eye contact with those around you. Not in an intimidating way, but with a soft yet confident gaze that signals you're approachable. Eye contact has the incredible power to connect you with others on a deep level. It's a silent way of saying, "I'm here, I see you, and I'm present in this moment." Even the most confident person can feel excluded if they walk into a room full of people who avoid eye contact. The simple act of looking someone in the eye can break the ice and open the door to meaningful conversation. Another critical aspect of owning a room is to focus on the people around you. Rather than thinking about how others perceive you, shift your focus to creating a positive, uplifting atmosphere for others. Engage in active listening, ask thoughtful questions, nod to show you're listening, and respond in ways that show genuine interest. When you make others feel seen and heard, they naturally feel more connected to you. People love to feel important, and when you make someone feel valued, they become attracted to your. Being able to manage the conversation is an equally important skill in social mastery. It's essential to share your thoughts and ideas confidently, but also to leave room for others to contribute. Don't dominate the conversation, instead, guide it, enrich it, and create space for others to speak. Use humor and warmth to keep things light, and don't be afraid to show vulnerability. Vulnerability, when balanced, is powerful because it shows that you are not trying to impress anyone, you are simply being real. And being real is always magnetic. The last element of social mastery is emotional intelligence. Understand the emotions in the room and adjust your approach accordingly. If someone seems uncomfortable or out of place, reach out and make them feel included. If someone seems stressed, offer words of encouragement or light humor to ease the tension. Your ability to sense and respond to the unspoken energy in a room is what truly sets apart those who own a room and those who fade into the background. To own any room, remember this: it's not about trying to be someone you're not. It's about amplifying your true essence, your confidence, your warmth, and your ability to engage with others genuinely. When you walk into a room with the belief that you belong, that your presence adds value, and that you can make others feel seen and heard, you will naturally own the space around you. Social mastery is a skill. And with practice, you'll find that every room you enter becomes an opportunity to shine. Chapter 9: How to Handle Rejection Without Losing Confidence. Rejection is something that everyone experiences, but it's how you respond to it that defines your level of resilience and confidence. No matter how successful or magnetic you are, rejection will inevitably come your way. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal endeavors, rejection can feel personal and painful if you allow it to. But here's the secret: rejection is not a reflection of your worth, it's simply a part of the process, a stepping stone toward growth and success. When rejection happens, it's easy to spiral into negative thoughts. You may begin to question your abilities, your value, or your attractiveness. However, the key to handling rejection without losing confidence is to separate the situation from your self-worth. Just because someone doesn't accept you, doesn't agree with you, or doesn't choose you, doesn't mean you are any less valuable or capable. Rejection is a response to a specific moment or situation, not to the entirety of who you are. One of the most powerful ways to handle rejection is by embracing the concept of rejection as redirection. Think of rejection as the universe or life guiding you towards something better. Every no brings you closer to a yes that aligns with your goals, values, or desires. By reframing rejection in this way, you can shift your perspective from feeling defeated to feeling empowered. Instead of dwelling on what you lost, focus on the opportunities that are now open to you. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me better? Rejection isn't the end of the road, it's a signpost pointing you in a new direction, towards something better suited for you. Another key element in handling rejection with confidence is self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when you face rejection. It's normal to feel disappointed, sad, or frustrated, but don't let those feelings take over. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, but don't let it define you. Understand that rejection doesn't diminish your worth. In fact, learning to accept and move through rejection gracefully shows true emotional strength and maturity. Practice self-affirmations, remind yourself of your strengths, your accomplishments, and everything you bring to the table. Rejection might sting, but it doesn't have the power to take away your inherent value. Confidence in the face of rejection also involves maintaining a growth mindset. Instead of seeing rejection as failure, view it as feedback. Every time you put yourself out there, you learn something new about yourself and the world around you. Rejection teaches you resilience, adaptability, and perseverance. People who are confident don't fear rejection, they embrace it as an inevitable part of success. They understand that it's not about avoiding rejection but about bouncing back quickly when it occurs. By constantly learning from your experiences and improving, you build a stronger, more unshakable confidence. Ultimately, rejection does not define you, your ability to get back up after rejection does. Every time you handle rejection with grace and continue moving forward, you reinforce your belief in yourself. And with every step forward, you become more magnetic, more unstoppable, and more confident in who you are. Chapter 10, Vulnerability equals Power. Vulnerability is often perceived as weakness, something we hide or shield from the world. Yet, in truth, vulnerability is one of the most powerful tools we have to connect with others and build authentic relationships. It may seem counterintuitive, but embracing vulnerability actually strengthens our confidence and social magnetism. When we allow ourselves to be open and real, we invite others to do the same, creating an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect. The power of vulnerability lies in its ability to break down walls, both within ourselves and between people. When we show our imperfections, we stop pretending to be something we're not. This authenticity allows others to see the real us, and when people experience authenticity, they feel seen, heard, and understood. This is where true connection happens. Vulnerability is not about weakness, it's about being courageous enough to show our true selves, flaws and all. It takes strength to step into vulnerability, to admit when we are afraid, uncertain, or struggling. And in doing so, we open ourselves to richer, deeper connections. Think about the people you find most magnetic. It's likely that they have a way of making you feel like you're the most important person in the room. This doesn't happen by accident. They're able to create this connection because they are open, honest, and willing to share themselves. Whether it's a funny, self-deprecating story or a more serious moment of reflection, vulnerability invites others in, fostering empathy and understanding. It shows that we are all human, facing similar challenges and emotions, and that perfection is a myth. In social situations, vulnerability can be your secret weapon. Imagine meeting someone new. If you are guarded, trying to impress with perfection, the conversation might feel forced or shallow. But when you allow yourself to be real, sharing a personal story, an honest opinion, or even admitting uncertainty, you break through the barrier of superficiality. Vulnerability creates openness, it invites others to be vulnerable as well. The beauty of this is that vulnerability builds trust. And trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, whether personal or professional. People are drawn to those they trust because they feel safe, accepted, and understood. However, vulnerability must be balanced. It's about knowing when to share and what to share. Over-disclosure or sharing too soon can overwhelm others. It's about pacing yourself and finding the right moments to be open. But even in these moments, the key is intentionality. The most powerful form of vulnerability is the one that feels authentic to you, shared with others who are ready to receive it. The truth is, when you embrace vulnerability, you invite connection, empathy, and true confidence into your life. You no longer need to fear judgment or rejection, because being yourself is enough. The more you practice this, the more you realize that the greatest strength lies not in perfection, but in the courage to be real. And that's what makes you truly irresistible. Chapter 11, The Inner Game, Beliefs That Make You Shine. The foundation of being irresistibly confident in any social situation starts with beliefs. Your internal dialogue, your mindset, and the stories you tell yourself shape how you show up in the world. If you believe you're not good enough or that people won't like you, that belief will manifest in your body language, your tone, and your interactions. Conversely, if you believe you are worthy of attention, respect, and connection, others will naturally gravitate toward you. Belief is the inner game, the silent force that powers your outer presence. The truth is, everyone has insecurities. Even the most seemingly confident people experience doubt. What sets them apart is how they manage those insecurities. They don't let them control their behavior. Instead, they replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm too shy to speak up," they shift to, "I have something valuable to share." Instead of fearing rejection, they embrace the idea that not every connection is meant to be, and that's okay. Self-acceptance becomes the key to unshakable confidence. When you change the narrative in your mind, you begin to embody the confidence you desire. It all starts with simple affirmations: I am enough. I am worthy of success. I am interesting, unique, and capable of making meaningful connections. These affirmations might feel awkward at first, but consistency makes them feel natural. Over time, they begin to replace any self-doubt with self-belief. But belief isn't just about repeating positive statements. It's about action. You must show up for yourself in every situation. When you believe in yourself, you act like it. You no longer second-guess your decisions or shy away from opportunities. Belief drives behavior. If you believe you are someone who can excel in social settings, you will start taking risks. You'll make eye contact, speak clearly, and engage without fear of judgment. This new behavior reinforces your belief, creating a cycle of confidence. Furthermore, your beliefs influence how you perceive others. If you walk into a room thinking, "Everyone here is superior to me," you'll adopt a submissive posture and avoid engaging. But if you believe, "I am just as worthy as anyone else in this room," you'll feel comfortable holding your space, making connections, and even leading conversations. Beliefs shape perceptions, and perceptions shape how you experience the world. The most successful and magnetic people have one thing in common: they've mastered their inner game. They've learned to trust themselves, to stay calm under pressure, and to operate from a place of self-love and acceptance. Confidence doesn't come from external validation, it's a product of how you view yourself internally. And once you build this belief, it becomes a magnetic force that draws people toward you naturally. Start by looking at your own inner dialogue. What do you believe about yourself? What stories do you tell yourself when you enter a new social situation? Begin shifting those stories. Replace limiting thoughts with empowering ones. The more you do this, the more you will shine, effortlessly and irresistibly. Chapter 12, Humor and Play. Be the light in the room. Humor is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools in social interactions. The ability to bring laughter into a conversation not only breaks the ice but also leaves a lasting impression. When you're able to infuse humor into your interactions, you instantly become the person others want to be around. Humor doesn't just make you more likable, it makes you memorable. It transforms any room you enter into a place where people feel at ease and open to connection. but humor isn't about being a comedian or constantly cracking jokes. It's about playfulness and the ability to see the lighter side of life. It's about not taking yourself too seriously and encouraging others to do the same. People are drawn to those who make them smile, those who can lift their spirits even during tense or awkward moments. And this is exactly what humor does: it dissolves tension, fosters a sense of ease, and creates a bond between individuals. When you share a laugh with someone, you instantly create a moment of connection. Humor is a bridge between hearts. What makes humor so irresistible is its ability to humanize you. When you can laugh at yourself, it signals confidence, self-awareness, and vulnerability, all incredibly attractive qualities. You don't need to be perfect, you don't need to have all the answers. In fact, embracing imperfections and finding humor in life's unpredictability is what makes you approachable and relatable. People love someone who isn't afraid to make light of a situation or laugh at their own mistakes. It shows that you're comfortable in your own skin, and that confidence is magnetic. Humor also makes you memorable. Think about the people in your life who have made the biggest impact on you. Chances are, they are the ones who made you laugh, who didn't shy away from turning a mundane situation into something fun or lighthearted. Humor has a way of sticking with people. They remember not just what you said, but how you made them feel. And the best part? Humor transcends cultural and language barriers. A shared laugh is universal. It's a form of communication that connects people at a deeper level, one that cuts through the noise and speaks directly to the human experience. Another key to using humor effectively is to not force it. True humor comes from a place of authenticity. It arises naturally when you're genuinely in the moment, not when you're trying to make people laugh to gain approval. The most irresistible people don't try too hard to be funny. Their humor comes effortlessly, often in the form of playful remarks, witty observations, or a funny anecdote. Humor is best when it's spontaneous and light. It's about making others feel comfortable and letting them enjoy the moment with you, rather than focusing on crafting the perfect joke. Incorporating humor into your daily interactions will change the way people perceive you. You'll be seen as someone who brings energy, joy, and lightness wherever you go. People want to be around those who make them feel good. And humor is one of the easiest ways to accomplish that. The next time you walk into a room, try bringing some humor with you, whether it's a clever quip, a lighthearted comment, or simply a smile that invites others to share in the fun. You'll be amazed at how quickly you become the person everyone wants to talk to, the one who brightens up the room with just a laugh. Chapter 13, Emotional Intelligence. Read the room like a pro. Emotional intelligence is the key to mastering any social situation, and one of its most powerful skills is the ability to read the room. When you walk into a room, you don't need to say a word to start gathering information. The energy of the group, the body language of individuals, and even the silences in the air tell you everything you need to know about what's happening. Understanding these subtle cues is the difference between feeling like an outsider and becoming the person everyone is drawn to. Reading the room isn't about being nosy or over-analytical, it's about being aware and present. It's about understanding that every person in the room has a unique emotional state. And by being attuned to their feelings, you can tailor your behavior to fit the situation. Whether the energy is tense, excited, nervous, or laid back, your ability to pick up on these emotions allows you to engage more effectively with others. For example, if you notice a group is quiet and reserved, you might choose to introduce yourself in a more gentle, approachable way, instead of coming in with a burst of high-energy enthusiasm. On the other hand, if the mood is vibrant and people are exchanging jokes, you might feel comfortable joining in with some lighthearted banter. One of the most important aspects of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. When you develop this skill, you become more adept at interpreting nonverbal signals, such as facial expressions, tone of voice, and body posture. A simple smile or a shift in posture can tell you a lot about how someone is feeling, and if you can recognize these signals, you'll know exactly how to respond. For example, if someone looks uncomfortable or distant, it might be best to approach them with warmth and open-ended questions to make them feel more at ease. If they seem excited or engaged, you can match their energy and take the conversation to a deeper level. Being able to read the room also means understanding the dynamics between people. If two people are having an intense conversation, it might not be the best time to interrupt, but if they are relaxed and open, it might be the perfect opportunity to introduce yourself. The ability to assess group dynamics and adjust your approach based on the context makes you incredibly adaptable in social situations. It's not about changing who you are, it's about understanding the group's needs and adjusting your actions to create the most positive interactions possible. Another critical aspect of emotional intelligence is knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet. Sometimes, the most effective way to connect with others is to simply listen. When you sense that people are looking for someone to share their thoughts, you can step in with a thoughtful comment or reflection. But when the atmosphere is more introspective or somber, you can hold space for silence, letting others process their emotions without feeling the need to fill the gaps with words. Ultimately, emotional intelligence allows you to navigate any social situation with ease and grace. It's the ability to not just interact with others but to truly understand and connect with them on a deeper level. When you can read the room like a pro, you're no longer just a passive participant in conversations, you're an active force that shapes the flow of interaction, making everyone feel valued and heard. This ability is magnetic and makes you irresistibly confident in any social setting. Chapter 14, The Silent Confidence. Speak less, mean more. In a world where people often feel the need to speak constantly, silent confidence is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. The ability to speak less but mean more is a skill that many overlook, but it's a secret weapon that can make you irresistibly magnetic. While others are busy filling space with words, those who embrace silent confidence exude a calm strength that draws people in without saying a single thing. Silent confidence isn't about saying nothing at all, it's about knowing when to speak and when to listen. It's about being present without feeling the need to dominate the conversation. When you speak less, your words carry more weight, and people tend to listen more closely because they know you're not just talking to fill the silence. Every word that leaves your mouth becomes intentional, meaningful, and impactful. It's like a treasure chest of wisdom waiting to be opened when the time is right. This kind of confidence also radiates from your body language. The way you hold yourself, your posture, and even the way you enter a room can say more than any words could ever convey. People who exude silent confidence walk with purpose, they maintain steady eye contact, and they rarely fidget. They know their value and don't feel the need to prove it to anyone. There's an underlying power in this stillness. People feel it without you having to shout about it. Think about the most respected leaders you've encountered. Often, the ones who stand out the most aren't the ones who are speaking the loudest. They're the ones who are comfortable with silence and know that true power lies in restraint. They speak with intention, choosing their words carefully and ensuring that everything they say carries meaning. When you start to adopt this mindset, you'll notice a shift in how people respond to you. You'll command attention simply by being steady and deliberate in your actions and words. Another benefit of silent confidence is that it creates space for others to feel heard. When you're not constantly speaking, you open the door for deeper, more meaningful connections. People naturally gravitate towards those who make them feel important and understood, and this can be achieved not by talking more, but by listening more. When you give others the opportunity to speak, it shows that you value their thoughts and opinions. This creates a powerful bond, one that is based on mutual respect and admiration. The most confident people know that silence isn't awkward, it's powerful. Silence in a conversation allows the other person to process what you've said, to reflect, and to engage in a more thoughtful way. It can create a sense of mystery, leaving people wanting to know more about you and what you think. They'll be intrigued by your ability to hold space, and over time, this intrigue will develop into respect and admiration. So, the next time you find yourself in a social setting, remember that silent confidence can often say more than the loudest voice. Speak less, but mean more. Your words, when chosen carefully, will have more impact, and you will become someone who others naturally gravitate toward, not because you're loud, but because you are unapologetically confident in your silence. Chapter 15, Stay Authentic. the real you is the most attractive, in a world that constantly pushes us to conform, to fit into molds, and to become what others expect of us. The most magnetic quality you can possess is authenticity. The truth is, when you are authentic, you stand out in a crowd not because you are trying to impress others but because you are simply being yourself. Authenticity is powerful because it's a reflection of deep self-acceptance and self-respect. It's not about pretending to be someone you're not, but rather, it's about embracing who you truly are, imperfections, quirks, and all. When you step into any social situation, the people who are most attractive are those who are comfortable in their own skin. They don't hide behind a facade or play games to fit in. Instead, they show up as their true selves, unapologetically. And there's something inherently magnetic about that. When you are authentic, you don't need to try to gain approval from others. Instead, you naturally attract people who resonate with your true essence. This doesn't mean that everyone will like you, and that's okay. Being authentic is not about pleasing everyone, but about being true to yourself and attracting the people who truly appreciate you for who you are. Authenticity allows you to connect with others on a deeper level. When you present your true self, people feel that energy. It creates a sense of trust and openness that cannot be replicated with a fake persona. Think about the people in your life who you feel the most comfortable around. They are likely the ones who make you feel accepted and valued for who you are, not who you pretend to be. Authenticity in relationships fosters genuine connections, where you can speak your mind, share your vulnerabilities, and embrace your imperfections without fear of judgment. It's in these moments of true connection that the magic happens, because when you show up as your authentic self, you create space for others to do the same. However, being authentic requires courage. It means being vulnerable, allowing yourself to be seen for who you really are, without the armor of perfection. In a society that often values surface-level traits and social status, it can feel daunting to expose your real self. But the more you practice authenticity, the more you build confidence in who you are. You begin to realize that the world doesn't need another version of someone else, it needs more of you, in your truest form. One of the most beautiful aspects of authenticity is that it doesn't require constant effort. It's not something you have to strive for, it's something you cultivate by choosing to embrace your uniqueness and stop comparing yourself to others. The more you honor your values, your passions, and your beliefs, the more you align with your authentic self, and the more irresistible you become. People can sense when someone is living in alignment with their true self, and they are naturally drawn to that energy. In the end, authenticity is not just attractive, it's liberating. It frees you from the pressure of pretending to be something you're not. It allows you to embrace your individuality and shine in a way that only you can. The more you lean into your true self, the more you'll discover that the real you is not just enough, it's exactly what the world needs. When you're authentic, you stop chasing approval and start attracting genuine connections. And that, my friend, is the most powerful form of magnetism there is. Thanks for listening to Boundless Books Audio, where knowledge fuels transformation. If you found this audiobook valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that helps you unlock your potential.